What is up, everyone? JD here. I hope you're all doing well today. Today, I'm really excited to bring you my full review of the Ruike P661. The Ruike P661 has a 2.88 inch 14C28N. Ooh, you know I'm excited about that. 3.75 inch G10 handles, 6.63 inches overall in length, and I did not find a weight on this one, so let's find out together just how much this little EDC weighs. Let's see here. Got the scale to 0. Yep. 2.4. My scale, man, I tell you, I love it, but sometimes it drives me crazy. 2.4 ounces. So this is a very friendly EDC for sure. Let's run through the comparison knives real quick. First, I'm going to bring out the Spyderco Yojimbo 2, also representing the Para 3, very similar in size. Not going to bring the big knives out because you can see here of my smaller comparison knives, this one is just falling a little bit short. So here is going to be the Benchmade bug out. As you can see, the bug out just a little bit bigger. And then the last comparison knife that I will bring out here is going to be of my usual budget knives, and that is going to be my Kubi KU321 or the Kubi Royal. So you can see this is more on the medium end, as I like to call it, kind of that small to medium sized EDC, not quite as big as some of my usual suspects. So what I'd like to do is just kind of talk about quickly what inspired me to get this, and then we'll talk quickly about some options. So the inspiration behind this was actually the Ruike P801. Takes a minute for the old brain to remember, and you can see a little bit of a difference here between these two knives. This one here is like 31, 32 bucks on Amazon. This one is below, the P661 is below $28, I think it was, trying to remember. But let's go through the knife real quick, then we'll talk about some comparisons. Sorry, I got knives everywhere. Trying to make way to get in here so I can talk about this knife with you guys. So it has a very attractive blade shape. It is chamfered on the back, much like you would see on like a Best Man 2 from Lion Steel, and even on the Chris Reeves knives. It's a pretty good chamfering, and it's a very attractive looking EDC. Has a little bit of a swedge going here, so when you get to the top of the flat grind, it swedges down, and it keeps it kind of thick out to the tip to give you some strength. This is a really thin blade, really thin, and it does have a nice liner lock. It is locked up at about 30%. Let me hold it there so you can see. Don't let the liners fool you. Pay attention to the blade's tang. I guess that's what you would call that there, right? Let's see here. What else can I tell about this one? Doesn't have any milling and probably really doesn't need it at under 3 ounces. It has a G10 back spacer, and I think it was wise for them to include the lanyard bar, because if you're like me, you might just fall off the back a little bit. So a lanyard could actually help your ergonomics. It's going to give you plenty of cutting edge, and over here you can see the 14C28N right there, and you can see the model, the P661. I don't think they really need the serial number on there, so I hope that they get away from that. G10 looks like it's super grippy. I was actually worried about that, but it's really not. It's toned down just a little bit. It has that perforation, so you do get confident grip holding that knife, and it is fairly comfortable up until this part. This part actually happens to stab me right in the pinky, but again, I have pretty large hands, so that might not affect you if you have like up to like a large size hand. Let's see, what else can I talk about on this one? It has a thumb stud on one side, and I know I have another knife that's like that. That's a Ray Laconico design, the Cirrus from Artisan Cutlery, and I don't really understand. And I think also the Rhea from CJRB has the one thumb stud. Could have put 2 on there. I don't know. I don't know if you would have been able to get to it, because it does have a bigger knockdown on the side to get to that. I think the problem is trying to figure out how to get good access on something so small, because it is a little hard, a little sharp for me. The metal does point into my thumb, and it has a pretty strong detent. And actually, when I went to deploy it during the intro the first time, I actually completely skidded over the thumb stud and had to do a retake on it because it has such a strong detent right out the box. I think part of that is because it's so small and light, and it does have pretty thick liners. My complaints: the deep carry pocket clip is really weird. It's a fold over deep carry style pocket clip that's not deep carry. What is up with that? They definitely could have done a Civivi and just used this bolt to be the top bolt for that pocket clip, and then they could have done the bottom pocket clip. And it also looks like it's cut out so it could be moved. So not 100% sure. The good thing about it being so small is I can barely know. I can feel that it's there, but it's not hot at all. It goes in and out of the pocket a little hard. It's not springy enough. It's a little too tight. So I do find that I am using two hands to get it in and out of the pockets. So let's talk about some comparable knives, and then I'll go over my recommendation. So let's bring out my first comparable knife, and that is going to be the Kershaw Leak. This to me is something that's very similarly sized. This is your USA made option here if you don't want to go Chinese, and you can get these on sale, typically fully stainless steel, for like 50 bucks. So you're paying 28 for 14C28N, made in China, little small, or you can pay 50 for 14C28N, made in the USA, and I would say probably a little bit more premium because it does have stainless steel scales, or you can get aluminum. There's actually an aftermarket option for a deep carry pocket clip. This one here is made by Lynch Northwest. I think this is from Lynch Northwest. Yeah. So it does give you that option for the deep carry. This one here actually has a really thin edge. It is assisted, but honestly, for a knife this small, I don't mind the assist. I don't love it. You can see this guy gets some love, though. He definitely gets some use for sure. I would probably recommend not getting the coated blade if this is going to be your primary knife. But there is your American-made option, or if you're a big spender and you want to get something with VG10, because in the video I realized when I came back, for some reason, I kept saying VG110, but this is a Seki City, Japan, so a Japanese-made knife with VG10 on there. And look at that edge. That edge is almost like a mirror finish. Spyderco, I'm telling you, they'd be killing it. But this is the Delica 4. So this is another option here for a knife if you're looking for something else and you're not really worried too much about going up into that $80 price point. I'm thinking that the Kershaw is probably a better comparison, but I did want to throw out the Delica here because, you know, it is really well made, and it is four-way reversible, which none of these knives on the table offer. It does have a little fidgetability to it, and you can full on use this with the left hand versus these versus the Ruike, but you can use the Kershaw left-handed because it does have a flipper tab instead of thumb studs. And maybe that's what they could have done with this. Maybe they could have made it a little flipper tab instead of a thumb stud, right? Then, you know, you can use it right-handed or left-handed. Anyway, do I recommend this knife for $28? I sure do. You're getting 14C28N. You're getting an ultra lightweight, very friendly carry knife, very thin and slicey. Even if this is a companion carry or a truck knife or something of that nature, $27, 14C20N, well made. It seems pretty well made. Highly, highly can recommend this knife all day, every day. Nothing about this knife would keep me from recommending it. Again, the knock being it's not dual thumb stud. Maybe they could have put the flipper tab. And the other big complaints are going to be the pocket clip. It's a little tight, hard, and it's in a weird spot. Wait, what?
That's what she said.
That's my joke. Damn it, Dwight.
And it's a little sharp right here for me for carrying, but it is pretty comfortable, and I could definitely see this, even for me, being something that I just threw in the glove box if I wanted to just have like a little knife that I know that it was going to perform well. The 14C28N from Ruike seems to be doing pretty well. I've had no issues. Thanks for tuning in today. I hope this video helped you. If it did, do me a favor and leave a like. It would help me in return. Consider subscribing if you're not already subscribed. If you are subscribed, you're awesome. Thank you. I appreciate the support. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you thought about this knife. Do you have a Ruike? Do you recommend a Ruike? If not, what are the knives out there that are this budget friendly with 14C28N that you know about that I can check out? Because you know I'm about sick to death of D2. That's not to take away from well-made Gonzos and Sativians, and I think even now Kubi is switching over to 14C. But again, I'm just burnt out on it. It does have excellent edge retention, and it's a great option if you are tight with the budget, or you're not looking to spend a lot of money to see if you want to get into this hobby, or if you just need something to throw in the pocket, you know that's going to be reliable. Just don't let it stay wet. That's it. I'm done. Thanks for tuning in. I hope all of you have a fantastic week. Until next time, peace.